Hi everyone, welcome back to Winning with Sketchup. In this video we're going to take a look at this beautiful hydrangea 3D model here. And this is a model I created in 3ds Max using the Grow Effects plugin plus some hand modeling techniques. And I was able to bring this into SketchUp via the SimLab FBX importer. So I was able to export this out of 3ds Max and get it into SketchUp, maintaining all the textures, and everything looks really good. And the only problem is the weight of the model itself. So being almost 75 megabytes, it's going to balloon if you put multiple ones in your file or in your model. It's going to be pretty quick before you're not able to get around. So I'm going to be giving away this model, and before I do that I want to try to reduce the file size a little bit. But my recommendation would be to use this as a proxy if you're going to use it via Thea Render or V-Ray or one of those proxy capable rendering solutions, and use it that way. So what I'm going to try to do here is take the bunching off the top, these bunches of flowers here, and I'm going to try to take them, and as they are now, they're all sitting here as individual faces, and there's no grouping. We can see if I select all of these here, we're looking at 137,000 faces. So what I'm going to do is try to do the best I can to at least create one component out of the group here. There's no way for me to create every petal as a component, but at least I can create the bunch as a component and try to distribute that one component throughout the model to cut the file size down. So I've gotten a head start here, and I'm working on this here, and I can kind of show you what I have. So I have the branching here, and that came in separated as its own group. And I'm going to paste in. I created one of these bunchings as a component. We can see that here. And the only thing that I did was kind of place the axis for that in the middle towards the bottom here. So I can probably lift that up even a little bit and just get in here. I'm going to try to lift this up here without snapping to anything. And it's really tricky here. Let's see if I can do that. There we go. And get out of here, and I'm going to make sure I set that axis there. Just double check that it's still in the middle. And I'm going to use a little technique in combination with a plugin from TomTom called Guide Tools. And that has an option that will allow you to insert components at guide points. So I'm going to go and create a guide point at the end of every one of these stems here, or this branching. I'm going to use the plugin Projections, and this is an older plugin, but it works well to just drop in quick guide points here. So I'm going to go around and just quickly here try to snap as close to the end as possible. I don't have to be exact, but I'm going to turn on monochrome mode and I can see a little bit better the ones that I've already done. And what the plugin's going to do is take the axis point on the component, and it will place it on this guide point. So just by placing these guide points, I'm essentially placing a component every time I click here. So well, looks like I accidentally did undo and it erased all of them. So let's see here. Just going to go through quickly. And I wish there was a way that I could figure out how to bring stuff in out of Max as SketchUp instances, but I've tried everything and I can't seem to get that to work. So it's my one inhibitor here with all the plant models that I've created, getting them over into SketchUp. And for now, doing everything via the proxies seems to be the best option here. So it looks like I almost have all of them. There's a couple over here yet. And just rotate around there. Got those. Maybe one here. But overall that looks good. So now what we're going to do is just go, I'm going to drag select all these guide points, and I'm going to right click here, use selection toys, and go select only guide points here. So let me see, for some reason, try that again. Select only guide points. There we go. Now I have them all. And turn back on our textures here. And now I'm just going to select the component, and we're going to run that guide tools from TomTom, insert components at C points. And there we go. Now that went around and placed all of my components. I'm going to select them all. And I use the selection toys select all instances option, and now I want to use the plugin from Chris Fulmer that is scale and rotate multiple by random. So we're going to do scale, rotate multiple, scale and rotate randomly, and I want to set this to the axis, and let's go maybe 0.65 and 1, and we can rotate the 0 and 360, and hopefully it'll rotate around the axis there. There we go. So we're able to randomize the size, and there we go. And I can get rid of this one over here and delete that. Overall, that was pretty good. We cut down the file size considerably. So I'm going to check that. So here we are. I'm going to save this here. And give it a different name and save that, and then get back in here and take a look and see what the difference is. And it's just telling me now that this is 3 megabytes here versus 75 here. I don't know, maybe I don't have everything in here. Okay, so I gotta make a component here out of both of these. So I'm gonna make that a component. Make sure that my axis is sitting here in the middle. Give this a name. And now let's save this again. And now let's see what the file size is here. So remember, we were at about 75, and now we've cut down here to about 17. So it's pretty significant overall, and makes this a lot more manageable as far as using it in SketchUp. Even semi-possible to use it without it being a proxy, as long as you don't have a huge scene with a lot of plants or high poly plants in them. But it will jack your file size up and increase autosave and all that stuff. So just being mindful there. So I'm going to share this here as well, and allow you guys to check this out. And this is one of my plant models here. It's part of my plant collection that I'm working on, that hopefully will be ready here by beginning to midsummer. And I've got a pretty decent landscape collection of plants in the mix, all high quality, high poly. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope you enjoy the plant.